Now we learn the critical path method, how to prepare the critical path, and there is the some steps rules is there. With the help of that, we have to find out the critical path. Then we find out the, now we start with example. The iterative procedure of determining the critical path, that is CP in the short form, is as follows. Step 1, list all the jobs and then draw a arrow network diagram. Each job is indicated by an arrow with the directions of the arrow showing the sequence of the jobs. The length of the arrow has no significance. The arrows are placed based on the successor, predecessor and the successor. Arrow we are not given as per the measurement. For this, we have to calculate the early start time, early finish time, latest start time, latest finish time. From that, we have to calculate the critical path. Then we have to find out the project duration length. The arrow are placed based on the predecessor and the successor and the concurrent relationship with the job that we already learned in the last class. Step 2, indicated the normal time Tij for the activity Ij above the arrow, which is deterministic. CPM, critical path method, is a deterministic model. We learn later on that part, PERT, project evaluation review technique, that is the probabilistic model. Step 3, calculate the earliest start time and the earliest finish time of each event and write the earliest time EI for each event I in the appropriate position. Also calculate the latest finish and latest start time. From this, we calculate the latest time is LJ for each event J and put it in the proper place, or we can say in the appropriate place. There should be the one term to be added in the appropriate place. Step 4, tabulate the various times, namely the normal time, earliest time and the latest time on the arrow diagram. Normally we are writing the normal finishing time, that is expected time of the finishing for the activity, that time is there, and we also write down the time above the event in a two rectangle combined in one rectangle is the E value and the L value. Determine the total float for each activity by taking the difference between the earliest start and the latest start time. Also, we can find out the difference between the latest finish and early finish. Step 6, identify the critical activities and connect them with the beginning and the ending events in the network diagram by double line arrows, or we can dark it by the arrow and darkening that the arrow. This gives the critical path. Critical path, we already learned that where the E value and L value is the same, that is the total float is equal to 0. So you have to mark where the total float calculation is the 0, that activity under the critical path. Those activities in the critical path, we mark it by a dark line. And those events lies on the critical path, that is the critical event. Calculate the total project duration from the start to the end event, and the E value and L value is the same, that value is the total project duration. At the end node or the end event, what is the value of E and L, that is our the project duration value. Discussion related to the critical path method, CPM. The earliest start and the finish time of an activity, as well as the latest start and the latest finish time of an activity, are shown in the table. These are calculated by using the following hints. To find the earliest time, we consider the tail event of the activity. Let the starting time of the project, namely ESI, I is equal to 0. Basically this is ES1 equal to 0. Or if we write ESI is equal to 0, that time I is equal to 1. That is for the start event. Start event is a node number and the event number is the 1. At the normal time, and with this we are adding the normal time for the activity with the starting time to get the earliest finish time. The earliest start time for the tail event of the next activity is given by the maximum of the earliest finish time for the head event of the previous activity. This is already we learned how to calculate the earliest start time, earliest finish time, latest start time and latest finish time by using the forward pass and the backward pass method. Similarly, get the latest time we considering the head event of the activity. The latest finish time of the head event of the final activity is given by the target time of the project. The latest start time can be obtained by subtracting the normal time of that activity. The latest finish time for the head event of the next activity is given by the minimum of the latest start time for the tail event of the previous activity. If we say when we are discussing with the problem, it will be more clear. Otherwise, we already discussed the backward path for calculating the latest start and latest finish. Here I am considering the one example project schedule has the following characteristic. Node numbering is there, that is the event is there 1 to 2, that is the one activity. Start event is 1 to 2 is the activity. Time duration, normal time duration is 4. Then 1 to 3 is 1, 2 to 4 is 1, 3 to 4 is 1, 3 to 5 is 6, 4 to 9 is 5, 5 to 6 is 4, 5 to 7 is 8. It is the given like that. Now from the above information, that is the constraint or the conditions we can say for the project schedule problem. We have to calculate, construct a network diagram that we already run. We are not going to the deep of the constructing the network diagram. Simply we draw with the help of the rules. Compute the earliest event time and the latest event time that I discuss step by step. Each and every step one by one I will discuss. Determine the critical path and the total project duration, that also I discussed in the table, also in the diagram. Compute the total and the free float for each activity. Also I am calculating here the independent float also, that is the number 5. In this problem I am also calculating the independent float. This problem I keep here, otherwise that diagram and the calculation will not be clear to you. Solution. First we construct the network with the given constraints. Here whatever the given is there, we already learned how to construct it. Since it is the node number is there, this type of the problem to draw the network diagram is very easy. That is, it is predecessor and successor conditions is not thinking much more. Just we have to add this and we have to put the normal time. Above the arrow, that is the time, normal time is put it here. This is 2 to 1 to 3. 1 to 3 is 1. Then it's 2 to 4, 2 to 4. Then 3 to 4. That means 3 to 4. So 2, 4 and 3, 4. That activity is entered into the node 4. From that, these are the time duration, normal time duration. This is our the actual network diagram. From this, we have to calculate our the earliest start time, earliest finish time, latest, and from the for this we have to follow the forward pass. Then for calculating the L value, we have to move from the back to the first. That means end node to the first node by applying the backward pass. This is already drawn. So now we calculate the E value by using the forward pass. This is our the start node or the start event. Here we are considering the E equal to 0 and L equal to 0. L we will get when we are calculating the backward pass, we will get L equal to 0. Since it is the start, we are considering the early start. That means the E1 is equal to the 0. Now we are calculating the E value at the node 2. That means 0 plus 4 equal to 4. That is, this is the value of the E2. So E value you are writing into the lower rectangle, and we will write the L value in the upper rectangle. So 0 plus 4 is equal to 4. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. Now that is the two path. So what could be the value of this that I am considering into the next slide? I am not considering into the one slide, then it will be very more confusing. So these two already we got. Now I am going to calculate the E value of this node. Now 4 plus 1 and here 1 plus 1. So this is the 2 and this is the 5. So in the forward pass, we have to consider the maximum value. So out of this 4 plus, that means E2 plus T24. This is the normal time of the T24. We are getting the 5, and here E3 plus T34 plus 1, we are getting the 2. So 5 and 2, maximum is the 5, that's why 5 is here. Now in this way, again we are calculating E3 plus 6 is equal to 7, and E4 plus 5, that is 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. Now next we are calculating this. This is already calculated, this is already calculated. Now we are calculating this. 7 is there, that is the E5 equal to 7. 7 plus 4 equal to 11. Because that is the only one path we are moving when we are getting the multipath. So we can reach at the event 8 by this path, another is the by this path. So in this case, we have to check which one is the maximum, that we have to put it here. So in this case, 7 plus 8, it is 15. In this case, it is 11. This is 10. Now we are going to calculate this and this E value in the next slide. See, 15 plus 2 is the 17, and 11 plus 1 is equal to 12. Which one is the maximum? E7 plus 2, E7 plus 2, E7 is the value is 15, 15 plus 2 is equal to 17, and E6 plus 1, that is 11 plus 1 is equal to 12. That is the maximum is the 7. That's why we have put it here. E value is the 7. That is the early start time of the 8 is the 17. Now in this case, now from here we are entering into the end node 10. From predecessor is the 9, and here predecessor is the 8, and 10 is the successor. So we are entering into the node 10 by the two path, this two path, through the two different activity. In this case, E9 plus 9, 10, that is the 7. So 10 plus 7 is the 17, and 17 plus 5 is the 22. Which one is the maximum? 22 is the maximum. That is the 22 is there. That is the E value. So whatever the value you are getting at the end, this is the project duration time. This is known as the project duration time. In the problem, it is given in a day. Some problem it is given in a week. Some problem it is given in a month. So 22 days is the project duration time. Now we are going to calculate the L value starting from here. We already learned at the end node E value and L value is the same. So this will be the L value. That means L10 will be the 22. Here E10 is the 22. Now we are calculating the E value by using the backward pass in the next table. At the end node, L value is the E value, that is L equal to 22. So we are writing here E22 and L22. Now we are using the backward pass. So from here we can move predecessor. 9 is the predecessor of the 10. So 22 minus 7, we got the 15. These steps we are calculating this. Now from here we can back 22 minus 5, that is the 17. Now 17, from here we can back this way. So next slide I am calculating the others L value. If we calculate in the one diagram, it will be more confused to you. That's why I am considering slide one by one. Now here 17 minus 1, that is the only 1. So 6 is the predecessor of 8. So what would be the L value of L6? 17 minus 1, that is the 16. Now here 15. L9 is the 15, and 15 minus 5, that is L4 equal to 10. Now here 17 minus 2. 7 is the predecessor of 8, so we can calculate L7 by 17 minus 2 is equal to 15. Now this is 5 is the predecessor of 7. At the same time 5 is the predecessor of the 6. So forward pass we are considering the maximum value, backward pass we are considering the minimum value. Now in this case L6 is the 16. 16 minus 4, what is the value is that? 16 minus 4 is the 12. Or in this case 15 minus 8. In this case 15 minus 8, that means the 7. Which one is the minimum? 7. So that would be here showing in the next slide. See, 16 minus 4 is 12 and 15 minus 8 is the 7. So 5 is the predecessor of 6 and 8 events. So we are getting the 2 values. So from this 2 value we have to collect the minimum one. Minimum is the 7, that is L5 equal to 7. As soon as we got the L5, we can easily calculate the L3. See, this is the 1, so 3 is the predecessor of 4 and 5. So first we have to calculate we already calculated the L4 10. So 10 minus 1, that is 9, and 7 minus 6 is the 1. So in this way, if we calculate, so it would be 9, and in this way, if we calculate, it would be 1. So this should be the 1, and in this way, if we calculate 10 minus 1, this should be the 9. It is calculated in the next table. 10 minus 1 equal to 9. 10 minus 1 is the 9. 7 minus 6 is 1. That's it is the 1. Now 1 minus 1 is 0. 9 minus 4 is the 5. Which one is the minimum? 0 is the minimum. That's why L value is the 0. In the start, it should be the 0. If it is not 0, somewhere is the calculation is the wrong. So now our E and L value calculation is done. Now if we check where is the in the event, or we can call it the node, where is the L value and E value is the same. One way. Here is the same. So this is this node, that difference, if we take the difference of this L minus E, 22 minus 22 is the 0. So this event is on the critical path. Now again, this 2 is not the same, this 2 not is the same, this 2 not in the same. Again check, this 2 is not the same. If we check here, this 2 is the same. That means the difference of this L value and E value. This is L value and E value. L minus E value. Both are the same. That means the difference is 0. That is actually called the total float. This is on the critical path. This event on the critical path. So this activity is the critical activity, where the total float is 0. Again, for this event, 15 minus 15 is 0. So this is on the critical path. For this, again, if we check 7 minus 7, it is on the critical path. Again back, 1 minus 1, 0 on the critical path. This is 0 minus 0. So start event and end event always on the critical path, because the critical activity start from the start event, and it is critical activity, last critical activity, final critical activity always entered into the final event, last event. That is. So what is the critical path? This is the critical path. Critical path, either we are using the double arrow, or we can darken it by using the arrow. If we are doing in the paper, we are using the pencil, we can darken it by using the pen and pencil in the paper. This is the critical path, and this value is the project duration time. Now these calculation we can show into the table also, and whatever the formula we are using, that is in the last table is there, last 2 or 3 tables is there. So already I explained how to calculate the E value and L value by using the forward pass and the backward pass. Also I am showing in the table, if I put this into the table, how we can calculate the early start time, early finish time, latest start time and latest finish time, also total float, free float and independent float in the table. This is the table according to the given problem. These are our activity, and these are the normal time given. I put it here. Since 1 is the start node, that's why the start time is 0. And normal time is the 4, that's why finish time is 4. So 0 plus 4 is the 4, that is the early start time is 0 and early finish time is the 4. For 1 and 3, 1 start time is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. Now see, this is the 2. This is 2. Now you have to check where is the 2. This 2 activities calculation you already done, and we are going to calculate the 2 and 4. So you have to search here. Where is the 2? 2 is there. What is the finish time of the 1, 2? 4. So 4 should come here. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Now see, this is the 3. 3, 4 we are going to calculate. Without the diagram, we can easily calculate here the early start time and early finish time. This is 3. Now you search from here. Where is the 3? 3 is there. What is the value of that? Finish time? 1. So 1 plus 1 will be the 2. Now again, this is the 3. So this should be the same value. 1. 1 plus 6 is equal to 7. Now we are going to calculate for the activity 4 and 9. 4, we have to search here the 4. Where is the 4? One value is the 5 and another 4 have the value 2. So when we are calculating the earliest start and finish time, that means we are moving to the forward pass. Forward pass, always we have to consider the maximum value. So with respect to the 4 node, what is the maximum value? 5. That 5 will come here. I'm discussing in the next slide. See, I'm going to calculate 4 and 9. If we calculate in the one table, it will be very more confusing. That's why I'm showing in different table. 4. So out of the 4, what is the finished value is 5 and 2. So 5 is the maximum, should come here. And 5 plus 5 is the 10. Now we are going to calculate 5 and 6. We have to search here the 5. 5, what is the finish time? 7. 7 will come here. Then 7 plus 4 will be 11. And here also the 5. So this should be the start time, should be the 7. 7 plus 8, 15. So this will be 11 and this will be the 15. 11 and 15 is there. Now we are going to calculate the 6 and 8. What would be the value of the start value? Now search here the where is the 6? 6 is there. What is the finished value of the 6 node? 11. So 11 should come here. 11 plus 1 equal to 12. Now here is the 7, 8. What is the value is there? Only 1, 7. So it is not confused here. So 15. 15 will be here. Now 15 plus 2, this will be the 17. So 15 plus 2, this is the 17. Now we are going to calculate 8 and 10. That is the 2, 8. So what is the value is there? One is the 12 and another is the 17. Which one is the maximum? Maximum is the 17. So 17 will come here, the start value, earliest start, and duration is 5. So this will be the 22. 17 plus 5 is the 22. And here is the 9, 10. Where is the 9? See, 9, 10. So this will be 10 plus 7 is equal to 17. So we can show you in the next table. This is 22 and this is 17. So which will be the value, E value of the node 10? Which one is the maximum? That should be the value of E. See, this is 22 and this is 17. So which one is that? We are considering the maximum one. That's why E22 is the value of the event 10. That is E10 equal to 22, not 17. So for this latest start and finish, for this we have to calculate by using the backward pass. That means we are start from here. Now at the end node, latest finish value is the early finished value. Here maximum EF, that means earliest finish time value at the node 10 is 22, earliest finish time. That is the EF, earliest finished at the node 10 will be the 22. And from that we are considering the LF. LF is equal to the 22, then we have to start, not the 17. So finished value, we have to start with the finished value. So latest finished value of the 10 event is 22. And this is also the 10. So both the case is the activity. This is the successor node for the 8, 10 and 9, 10. So both the cases, this will be the 22 because the at the end node L value and E value is the same. So they are writing here the 22. So 22 minus our the normal time duration. So this would be the 15. And in this case, 22 minus normal time duration is the 5. So this is the 17. Now we have to move backward. Now we are calculating at the node 7, 8. Here is the 7, 8. So whatever we already calculated, from there we have to find out the 8. What is the value of the 8 node? What is the value of the 8 node? Start time 17. This is the 8. This is the 17. Here is the 2 8 is there. 6 8 and the 7 8. 6 and 7 is the predecessor of the 8 nodes. That 17 will go here. These two 17 will be go here. And 17 minus normal time, that we can calculate easily here. And 17 minus normal time is 1. So this will be the 16 and this will be 15. 16 and 15 already calculated. Now we can see we are going to calculate it here the 5 7. So whatever the calculation is done, from there we have to calculate, check where is the 7 value. 7 value is, what is the value of this? 15. This is with respect to the 7 8. 7 is the predecessor, 8 is the successor. What is the start value? Latest start value is the 15. That 15 will go here 5 7. And 15 minus normal time 8 is the 7. So here is also 5 6. That means this is the 6. We have to check here. Where is the 6? This is the 6. 16. That 16 will go here. And 16 minus 4 is the normal time. This is the 12. Now we are going to calculate the 4 9. So where is the 4? We have to check. 9 9 9. Where is the 9? This is the 9. See 4 9. That 9 we have to search here. Where is the 9? This is 9. What is the start time? 15. 15 will go here. We are going to calculate 4 9. So what is the successor? That successor node we have to search here as a predecessor. 9 is the predecessor of the 10, and what is the value? 15. That 15 will go there. And 15 minus normal time 5. So this will be the 10. 10. Now we are calculating the activity 3 5. Latest start and latest finish. So 5 we have to search. That 5 we have to search here. That is the 2 5 is there. In the backward pass, we know we have to consider the minimum value. We have to consider the minimum value. So with respect to this 5, this is the 12, and with respect to the 5 7, this is the 7. So 12 and 7, which one is the minimum? 7 is the minimum. That will go here. And 7 minus normal time duration is 6 minus is 1. So like that, we are calculating this 3 4, and where is the 4 is there? 4 10. So 10 will be there, and time duration is 1 minus 9. This is the 4. This will be the 10. So 10 minus 1. This both are the 9. Now in this case 3. Check it here. The 2 3 is there. 2 3. So here is the 1 is the 9. Another is the 1. Which one is the minimum? 3 is there. We have to search in the as a predecessor. Where is the 3? 2 3 is there. Predecessor of 4 and predecessor of 5. That is the two alternate path. That's why one value is the 9, another value is 1. So minimum is 1. So 1 will go there. 1 minus 1. That means 0. And another one is 2. What is the value of 2? 9. So 9 minus 4. 9 minus 4, we are getting the 5. So out of this, which one is the minimum? That should be the L value at 1, minimum of this. So this is the calculation of early start time, early finish time, latest start time, latest finish time is completed. Now we're going to calculate the total float, free float and independent float. Total float is latest start minus latest early start, or latest finish minus early finish. That way you can calculate. And for the free float, total float minus head event slack. Head event slack we can calculate from here, or we can calculate from the diagram. Now in this here, for the critical path, of the floats. Now we are calculating the floats. At the end node, this is HES means head event slack. Here is no space, that's why I am writing here in the short form. Total float we can calculate. See, 5 minus 0. 5 minus 0 is the 5. 0 minus 0 is 0. Now say 9 minus 4 is the 5. 9 minus 1. This start minus this start. And a latest start minus early start. Or latest finish minus early finish. That way we can calculate it. So 9 minus 1, 8. 1 minus 1, 0. 10 minus 5 is 5. 12 minus 7 is 5. 7 minus 7 equal to 0. Now 16 minus 11 equal to 5. 17 minus 15. No, 15 minus 15 equal to 0. 17 minus 17 equal to 0. Now 15 minus 10 equal to 5. So this is our the total float calculation. Now if we observe properly, where is the total float is 0. 1 0, 2 0, 3 0, 4 0, 5 0. So where the total float is 0 with respect to the activity, that activity are the critical activity. So 1 3 is our the critical activity. 3 5 is our the critical activity. 5 7 is our the critical activity. 7 8 is our the critical activity. 8 10 is our the critical activity. So if we take in a sequence 1 3 3 4 3 4 1 3 3 5, then 5 7, then 7 8, then 8 10. So if we take in a sequence, so what we are getting 1 to 5, 5 to 1 to 3, 3 to 5. So these are forming our the critical part. Now we are calculating the free float. Free float, total float minus head event slack. Head event slack we will get from the maximum value. 1 is there, that means 9 minus 4, that is the 5. So head event slack, how we'll get, have to back to the diagram once, then I back to the, better if we consider the, so when we are finding this 2 4, that difference is called the head event slack. When we are considering the activity 2 and 4, when we are considering the activity 2 and 4, 2 4, that activity, then head, this is the head event. What are the difference of that? L value minus E value, that is the head event slack. We already got 2 4 is the total float minus the head event slack. And for the free float, independent float, we are defining the free float minus tail event slack. That time this is the tail, so that difference is the tail event slack. This is the tail node and this is the head node. When we are calculating the free float in this case total float minus head event slack, and when we are calculating the independent float, that is free float minus tail event slack, that is 9 minus 4. You have to calculate. So with the help of the diagram, we can easily calculate this the free float and the total float, and also we can calculate it by using the formula. That formula it is shown into the below of this. Now from that first we find out the critical path and critical activity. Now from the above table we observe that the activities 1, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 7, 9 and 8, 10 are the critical activities, and there the total float is 0. Hence we have the following critical path. So 1, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 7, 8 and 8, 10. So this is our the critical path that I will shown in the diagram by the darkened line. And what is the project duration time? That is the 22 days. Now all the E values and L values calculation table is given below. These are the calculation by using the formula. See, at the start event E1 equal to 0. Now E2 is equal to ES2 according to our formula. So ES1 plus T12 is equal to 0 plus 4 is equal to 4. That we can verify whatever the values we are written into the table or into the rectangular box in the diagram, that we can verify this. So this slide we are showing the calculation of the E values by using the forward pass method. Where is the two value is that we are writing the maximum of I. There is the two value 11 plus 1 and 15 plus 2, that is the 17. We can verify it in the table or in the diagram. E9 value E4 plus T49 is equal to 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. Like that we can verify all the results from the table, but we cannot so accommodate the table, diagram and all calculations in a one slide. That is very much difficult to explain this thing. So if I get the side by side the two screen, then it is easy to explain. If it is the long board, table be there, diagram be there, then we can show you the calculation. This is our the L value calculation. See, at the L10 is the 22 because at the end node our E value and L value is the same. Then we are going to calculate the L9. L10 minus T910 is equal to 22 minus 7 is equal to 15. In this case, we are taking the minimum value. See, L5, that is minimum is the 7. The calculation are shown in the above table. Already we shown into the table, that is the calculation is there. Now here I am showing the how to calculate the total float and the free float. We are showing the total float calculation for the activity 1 and 2. So total float in the activity 1 and 2 is equal to latest start minus early start is equal to 5 minus 0 is equal to 5. Similarly, total float for the activity 2 and 4, LS minus ES is equal to 9 minus 4 equal to 5. Free float calculation is the total float minus head event slack. Considering the activity 1 and 2, free float of the 1, 2 is equal to total float of 1, 2 minus slack for the head event 2, that is 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. That is already shown into the table, but this is our the formula. Free float at the 2, 4, total float of the 2, 4 minus slack for the head event of the 4, because this is the head event for the 2, 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. Similarly, the calculation of the independent float is equal to free float minus slack for the tail event. Like this, by using this or in the help of the diagram or in the help of the table, we can easily calculate the total float, free float and independent float. From the above table, we observe that the activities this 1, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, that is already I discussed. that is the total float is the 0. So this is the final calculation, that is calculation, and the conclusion, that is I already concluded that where our total float is 0, that activities are the critical activity, and taking the critical activity in a sequence, we will got the critical path, and at the end node we will got the project duration time. From that, 1, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 7, 9, 8, 10 are the critical activities, as that total float is 0. Each and every activity float is the 0, and also the total float is 0. So in this critical path, we cannot delay. That is the very vital thing. In the critical path, completion of the project, we cannot delay. This is the critical path, and the project duration is the 22 days. This is the end of this topics of the critical path method. Next, we learn about the part, that is the project evaluation preventive technique, in the next class.